Hi everybody, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you guys are new here. If you guys are new here, my name is Mackenzie. I am a recent law school graduate and I make content here on YouTube about law school and lifestyle. So if that's something that interests you, definitely subscribe down below. It would mean the world to me if you guys wanted to join my channel. Today I want to talk about something that took over my life for the entire summer, the bar exam. If you guys didn't know, I sat for the July 2025 uniform bar exam. And if you have not seen my last video, but you did click on this video, so you probably already know, I passed. So like I said, today I am going to talk about the bar exam, specifically about how I passed using Themis Bar Review. I partnered with Themis for my bar prep program, and today we're going to talk about what worked, what didn't work, and the strategies that I used to ultimately pass on my first try. If you are getting ready to prepare for the bar exam or you're just curious and want to learn more about Themis, you are in the right spot. Let's get into it. So I first want to start off by talking about why I chose Themis. How did I come across them? What was my ultimate deciding factor in choosing Themis? If I'm being completely honest, I did a lot of research on this topic. I looked at every bar prep program that you can think of. I read online forums, I read articles, anything that you can think of or anything that you can find online, I read it. Ultimately, there were a couple things that made my decision for me. First is the fact that Themis is completely online. And better yet, Themis was actually designed to be online. The on-demand lectures that come with having an online platform, you can't beat it. You can watch these lectures whenever you want, wherever you want. A bonus was Themis's app. In the Themis app, you can actually download content and you can watch it offline. So I often found myself in the car, if we were on a road trip or going somewhere, I found myself watching lecture videos. Another thing that sold me was the structured schedule. It was structured, but it was flexible. We'll talk a little bit more on that later, but just so you know, that was one of my favorite parts. And I knew people that used Themis and passed. I won't lie, this was a very big decision for me, and I was nervous to make it. Everybody that you're going to see and talk to is going to have different opinions on different bar prep programs. Ultimately, the decision is up to you, but I am so happy with the decision that I made to go with Themis. Let's talk about how I used the Themis schedule. The first thing that I did was follow the calendar. Themis sets out a guide for you to follow, and it's essentially like following a GPS through bar prep. Every day, you're going to be assigned a mixture of lectures, outlines, multiple choice questions, and essays. And honestly, I treated it like a job. Don't get me wrong, I did take a couple days off here and there, and ultimately, my personal studying over the summer was a little bit different than some for just some personal reasons. But at the end of the day, you have to treat it like a job. And just a couple tips for you. Don't be stressed if you fall behind. Themis will recalibrate your schedule for you automatically. Another good thing about Themis is they have fill-in-the-blank outlines that go along with your lectures. Make sure to utilize them. Let's talk about my personal studying. I loved the MBE questions. I found that I excelled in quite a few different areas during bar prep with the MBE. So while I probably should have focused more on essays, I definitely focused on MBE questions, but I enjoyed it. And the great thing about Themis's MBE questions is they have great explanations for the rules. Another tip for you, make sure you're reading those even if you get it right, because sometimes you think you got it right for a certain reason and it turns out that there was a different reason. Let's talk about essay writing. Honestly, at first, I dreaded the essays, but Themis teaches a solid IRAC method, and I committed to doing a couple of these a week just to make sure that everything was going smoothly. Another tip, you're going to want to skip the MPTs. Don't. Anyone that's taken the bar exam has been there, but I promise, don't skip the MPTs. You can pick up a lot of points on the MPTs to make up for other areas of the bar exam. For memorization, instead of rereading outlines over and over and over again, I created quick and dense outlines and then used flashcards for memorization. Something to keep in mind is you want to make sure that you're not just passively consuming content. Make sure you're constantly testing yourself. That's how you're going to retain the information the best. Let's talk about what worked and what didn't. Like I said earlier, the flexible schedule is amazing. It worked very well for me. If I took a day off, I could bounce back easily without panicking. Don't get me wrong, Not every subject is going to be super interesting to you. Some of them will be pretty dry, but the professors that Themis uses for their lecture videos are amazing. They were all great, in my opinion, at simplifying pretty tough subjects. And again, another thing that worked for me, like I mentioned earlier, was the app. I loved having the lectures and the content at my fingertips. Something that's tough with having an online bar prep program is essentially the lack of community. It feels lonely whenever you're just at home studying. So to combat this, I recommend having a study group of some kind that you guys can all get together a couple times a week and just sit and study together. And kind of bouncing off that, don't compare yourself to other people that are using other platforms. Well, don't compare yourself to other people at all, but really don't compare yourself to other people that are using other platforms, because each platform is going to test different things in different ways in different orders. They're going to test and teach a little bit differently. Here's the big question. Would I use Themis again? 100%. I loved my time with Themis. I loved the outlines. I loved all of the material. Overall, I think it was a great program for me. Another thing that was tough for me during bar prep, which this is no fault of Themis, it was staying motivated. It is so tough to stay motivated during the bar exam, especially in those last couple of weeks before the exam. You're tired, you're burnt out, you're so ready to be done. And trust me, I understand where you're coming from. I've been there, I've done that. Keep pushing. Because I promise you, not if, but when you get the email or the letter stating that you passed the bar exam, it'll all be worth it. Test week for the bar exam is tough. It's stressful. You've got so much on your mind. It's hard. But surprisingly, I felt pretty prepared. I felt more prepared going into the bar exam than what I thought I would. I went into the bar exam knowing that Themis prepared me with so many different MBE questions, essay questions, MPT questions, all of it. I can confidently say that nothing on the bar exam felt completely unfamiliar to me. Every question I read, I knew that I had learned about that during bar prep, which gave me a sense of hope and a sense of peace after the fact. Well guys, that is how I passed the bar exam using Themis Bar Review. If you are currently using Themis or you're considering using Themis, I really hope this video helped. I hope this video gave you some insight as to how Themis works and what worked well for me, as well as some peace of mind for you to know that it will all be okay. If you guys have any questions at all about Themis, please drop them down below in the comments. I would love to answer your questions. I'm happy to share more details or to talk about specific subjects that you guys might be interested in. If this video helped you guys in any way, please give it a thumbs up. Like I said, comment down below with any questions you may have, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. For all of you that are preparing to take the bar exam or are in the middle of studying, good luck. You've got this.